Okay. So today we're going to do solving by elimination. Okay, guys. So yeah, this is gonna go today, and then maybe do a little bit of review on Tuesday when we get back for really everything. Wednesday will be like the summary sheet day, and then Tuesday we'll have like a test, but it'll either be completely open book or just summary sheets, like this summary sheet and unit 4 and 5. Okay, I think open book might just be better. Yeah, so this unit's only going to be the 3 lessons, solving by graphing, substitution, and elimination. Okay, this is the third method that we're going to be doing. Okay, so what happens here is that we have 2 equations, which, sorry, this one didn't get lined up properly. And what you want to have is the same coefficient on either both your x's or both your y's, and then we subtract them. Okay? You could add 2, I think mostly we're going to subtract because you want to eliminate one of the variables entirely, okay? So it's the elimination method, so we eliminate something entirely. Okay, so if I want to solve this linear system, I have
that.
What's that?
What's all the linear system?
Yeah, that's step 1. We have 3x minus 4y equals 14. And 3x plus 7y equals negative 8. Okay, so I kind of messed up, I think, from my Mac to the Word, Microsoft Word here to print it. The formatting got a little messed up. Guys, he's writing a test. Who did it? What?
You need the pencil.
Oh. Then we'll see a pencil?
We already have the pencil.
Jacob pencil and ask me for anything.
I said no.
Don't pick a friend.
Don't ask your friend.
It's friendly fire. It's friendly fire. Let's get that test done. Exciting. Already.
I literally just wrote this.
Okay. So, when we have these 2 equations, we want to line up everything together. Line up the x's, line up the y's, and line up our numbers. And what we're going to do is we're going to subtract them. Okay? So we're going to have 3x minus 3x. What does that equal? 0. Okay? So that is the elimination. So we've eliminated x entirely.
Oh, I have this on the sheet.
We do perfect.
I don't need this one.
Okay, so it doesn't have to be x that we eliminate. We could eliminate y, but we're going to get rid of one of them. Okay, now we're going to have negative 4y minus 7y. Oh, oops. Sorry, what's that? Not negative 3 because we're not adding them, we're subtracting them. So we have, so here we had 3x, perfect, negative 11. So we had 3x minus 3x negative 4y minus 7y here, which gets us negative 11y. And then we will have 14 minus negative 8. So we add them, exactly. And that, what would 14 plus 8 be? 22. Okay, so then we don't really need a 0, so we're just left with 11y, or negative 11y equals 22. Now, how do we solve for y?
Divided by negative 11.
Perfect. Bring it over, or we can say that we divide both sides by negative 11. So we get y all by itself is 22 divided by negative 11, which positive by negative will be negative. And then 22 divided by 11 will just be 2, but you can put that into your calculator. Bless you. Okay, now we know what the y is. We want to find out what the x is. Okay? And we can sub that into 1 or 2 now. Okay? I'm just going to sub y into equation 1. But if you sub it into equation 2, it'll work as well. Okay, so I have 3x minus 4y equals 14. So 3x minus 4 times negative 2. Because I know that my y equals negative 2. Okay, and now I just need to solve for x. So 3x, negative 4 times negative 2, negative times negative becomes positive, and 4 times 2 is positive 8. Equals 14. But I need x by itself, right? How do I do that? We're going to need to do 2 steps because we have 2 numbers on the left. What do I move over first?
Move the 8 over like a 14 for a negative.
Perfect. So because the 3 is attached to the x, we'll do that last. So 3x, like Audrey said, when the 8 comes over, the positive becomes negative. So we get 3x equals 14 minus 8, which is 6.
Divided by 3.
Divide by 3, perfect. Multiplication on the left, so we get x equals 6 divided by 3. So my x equals positive 2. Okay, so I know my x, I know my y. Therefore, the point of intersection, is 2 and negative 2. Okay, remember we always put the x first in the brackets and then the y.
And it's coming down, it's usually this. Oh, yeah, so just write exactly there. You go 2 and 3. You would start at B and then you go up. And then you go back. Or down.
Okay, is everyone okay with that first one? So when you're given questions like this, you can use elimination or substitution. Unless I tell you which one to use. But if you see a 3x and a 3x, it's going to be easier to do elimination. If you had like an x by itself already, it would be easier to do substitution. Okay, but sometimes elimination. Sometimes you won't have the exact same coefficient, but what we can do is we can multiply a number by equation 1 or equation 2 to make them the same. Okay? So here we have 2x plus y equals 5 and 4x plus 3y equals 7. Okay? So I need the same number on either my x's or my y's. So I'm going to do is I'm going to take equation 1 and multiply it by 2. Okay? Because when I do that, I multiply the 2 by every term inside the bracket. So I have 2 times 2x, which gets me 4x, and now I have the same x value.
Okay, actually, I'm gonna roll this up a bit. So, more room.
Okay, so I have 4x, 2 times y, we plus 2y, and 2 times 5 is 10. Okay, so that's my new equation 1. All I did was multiply everything by 2, so that now, when I have equation 1, I have 4x plus 2y equals 10. And equation 2, I have 4x plus 3y equals 7. Okay? Now I have a 4x and a 4x. Those are going to cancel out, and x is going to be eliminated. So I'll only be left with y, so I can solve for y.
The only reason we're multiplying here so it can be like, so we can have an x, right?
Yeah, so that when we subtract them, we get 0, exactly. Okay? I could have multiplied it by 3 and got rid of y instead. It doesn't matter. If you do it either way, you'll get the same answer. Okay, so I have 4x minus 4x. That's 0. X is eliminated. Then I have 2y minus 3y. Yep. Positive or negative? 2 minus 3. Perfect. Minus just 1y. Then I have 10 minus 7. 3. Perfect. 3. Okay. So if it helps and you want to write down 2y minus 3y and 10 minus 7. If that helps you visualize it better, you can do that. Just write it above or somewhere off to the side so that you know what you're subtracting. Do this one minus the one beneath it. Okay? And always line up the x's together and the y's together. That way, we're subtracting like terms. Okay, so that just leaves me with negative y equals 3. So then how do I get y all by itself? I want y to be negative, I want y to be positive. Change the sign, perfect. So negative just kind of going to move over to the 3. So I get y equals negative 3. And now since we subbed the last one into equation 2, I'll sub this one into, or we did equation 1 last time. I'm going to sub y into equation 2 this time. X plus 3y equals 7. So 4x plus 3 and y is negative 3. Buddy? So here's what we're doing today. Okay, no problem. Okay, so 4x positive 3 times negative 3 would be 3 times 3 is 9. But because you have positive and a negative, you get negative 9 equals 7. Okay, and then just like we did last time, we'll have to move the 9 over. Get 4x by itself. When the 9 crosses the equal sign, we change the sign on it, it becomes positive. So 4x equals 16, and then we divide. Okay. So now I have my x. We found out that was 4. I have my y, negative 3. So the point of intersection is 4 and negative 3. Okay, so next one I'm going to get you started, and then you can try it on your own. Okay? Someone have this one copied down? Or so you can take a picture of it? Okay, so for my last one, I have 3x plus 2y equals 2, and 4x plus 5y equals 12. neither of these kind of match up. So we have to multiply both of them by number. Okay? So this time I'm going to eliminate y. Just because we've been eliminating x, I just want to show that we can eliminate y too. Okay, so for my first one, if I know that I'm trying to get rid of the y's, I need a common factor between 2 and 5. Or a common denominator between 2 and 5. Come up with 10. Perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply the one with 2y by 5. And multiply this one by 2. Okay, so they kind of switch. I get that 2 from there. I get that 5 from the other equation. Okay, so let's multiply it by the coefficient on the other equation. And just remember to multiply them all together. So we're going to get 15x plus 10y equals 10. And we're multiplying 2 by everything. So we get 8x plus 10y equals 24. Okay, and now we want to subtract them. Okay, so give it a try your own. I'll be around to help out.
No, it's the last, I'm giving you the answer on the board.
That's what I mean.
No, I want you to try it, and then we'll do it again.
Also, I would
Good.
I see the limit of either one of the two.
Just be careful. You still need to bring the 7 over.
So what do you mean by bringing this over?
So we have 10y and 10y. We have the 7x, that's good. We have negative 14, that's good. But then the 10y minus 10y becomes 0. We have to subtract it. If we have any y there, or it's not plus 0.
Oh, I thought we were allowed to do that.
If they're like division, then you would have to do the y by 1. But when it's like 10y minus 10y, that'd be the same as like if you have 10 feet minus 10 feet, you just go back to the second point. Okay, so for these ones for like this method, we just always get 0 because of your actual y. Okay, and then you just have 7x. Right? Equals negative 14. So then just solve for x. Or sorry.
We're going to just find y. We're trying to get one of these.
It doesn't matter which one you choose. Answer the only thing.
So we just want the y.
Oh, okay.
So that's yeah, I'll make it negative 2.
Alright.
But yeah, good job.
That's what I'm
And yeah, either one would work.
Do you do it from this situation or this situation?
Do it from that one.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh, okay. You need to get these. So yeah, they're still going to be 4 feet. So plus the other end. And then take either.
One sec, I'm gonna get you.
Little.
Good. Not really.
Yep. Got 5-0, good. Yep. Yep, so next, shove it into either equation 1 or equation 2. 3 2 plus 2y equals 2. Or 4 times -2 plus y equals 12. So either way it works.
Alright, so, I just need
Yep, because we solve for y.
Yeah, I know what to do this, it's just, what situation really after the issue?
Substitution information. Unless you're going to like higher mathematics where you start using matrices. Matrix is basically a linear system, but like with more variables.
Huh? You win it?
So like have you ever seen
Almost. Tough one.
kind of things where it's like they usually do 3 by 3 factors. We'll have like 1, 2, 4.
Alright, we're good. Now does the washing machine work?
Yeah, go ahead. 3. Those lines is a matrix. So these all have different variables. Like Josh, I'm not allowed to know this.
No, but if I had a problem in real life,
You probably use this, but like the problem solving skills is like game.
but like, I think math is just useless. I mean, they wouldn't make math that's useless.
Trig identity.
Really?
But yeah, that's not like I think pretty much.
They make useless math.
Raise the washing machine going. Yeah, go ahead. It's not like mathematician, but like
Put this one for them.
yeah, so it doesn't matter which one you start -2 into. You'll get the same answer for the line. Kind of, but that one only need to use.
Oh, and then one.
Like some of these things, are the original version.
Yeah, you're right.
So I did that. I select that here. And I
Oh, okay,
I
sure.
think you were.
So it works with -2?
8.
I got this one.
I always find it easy just to go back to the original equation. So we did, we were 2. 4x plus 5 plus 12. And then put the negative
You
2.
graph it?
You can actually add.
You graph it?
That's very tricky.
I'm certain.
And then yeah, multiply
I have to
that.
use them on the other versions, right?
You're subbing? No, you use the original.
But I use multiplied one for this one.
So, negative 2, but be careful, that's x, not y.
No, because this was.
Yeah, we're the, I see you.
I was just looking at what
And
it's.
then
This one was different. Cancel, or,
turn something into that one.
I don't know who the light up. Do your test.
So,
So this one, like I asked you here. So.
So, like, 2 should go in x, y.
Yes.
Yes, you told me to write it, really, that's the answer, right?
You know.
You said that's the answer.
Scott, I want you to try and run it.
What, do you want me to subtract 15 to 8,
Yep.
then 10 to 10?
I said it's not like.
15 minus 8 would be negative.
Go in there, just move you the missing number.
Oh, so it would be 15 minus 8, the answer would be,
So, yep. So
7
x,
Fun. Yeah.
7 x
and then 10 minus 10.
0. It wouldn't be plus 0, minus 0, because plus 0 minus 0 would be negative. So would you
Well,
just,
minus, all of them are.
so would you just say 0?
Well, I always do just plus 0 just to show it. So whenever we do this, we should always have 0 as 0.
So it'd be 7, 0.
7 plus, yep. 7x plus 0 equals. Oh, that should be 10.
What?
That's gonna be bigger.
Yep. What? Oh, wait, what?
That's equal 1.
That's not the answer anymore, so this
That's the answer in my heart. Oh, shit. Yeah, then you have to do like, oh, we're fractions. I don't want to.
Yep.
What?
and then it'll become.
Why would you do 7x over 8? That's not what we do.
So the last thing to do should be 10 points.
I think most people are on their way or already have the answer. So when you subtract, you should have gotten 7x. The y becomes 0 this time, and negative 14. So we have 7x equals negative 14. So x will be equal to negative 14 divided by positive 7. So we know it'll be negative, and it's negative 2. Okay, and then we can sub in the x into either of these original equations. I like to sub it into the original equation just because the numbers are going to be smaller, so it's easier for you to work with. Can I get the summary sheet too? So we can do number 1 first, and then I can do number 2 if you did that one. Thank you. So 3 plus 2y equals 2. So 3 times negative 2. So we solved for x this time, so just make sure you put the x in the x spot. I saw a couple people just putting it back to y, just because we did that the last couple times. Just make sure if we solve for x, we put it in for x. So that would be negative 6 plus 2y equals 2. Bring over the negative 6, we get 2y equals 2 plus 6. So 2y equals 8. Y will be equal to 8 over 2. So y equals 4. Okay? If you did equation 2 instead, you should still get y equals 4. You have 4 plus 5y equals 12. It's -2. We get -8 plus 5y equals 12. Bring over the -8. 5y equals 12 plus 8. So 5y is equal to 20. Isolate y, divide the other side by 5, and y is equal to 4. Okay? So whether you did equation number 1 or equation number 2, you still get y equals 4 for both of them. And the last step is to say the point of intersection is -2 and +4.